No kidding. I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah, I use it. Yeah. And coming to you live from the Stutzman Sports Complex, right next to the Kenny Weast Band Camp for, I keep wanting to say invalids, but for brass instruments only, where it is a very overcast and electric day. I don't know if you heard some of that lightning yesterday.
I generally don't hear lightning, but I see it.
Oh, well, the thunder that cracked right above the house scared the shit out of me at 5 a.m. It's Sports Allegedly.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Sports. Well, I about had something play on audio, so I about screwed that up right off the bat. So thanks for joining us on this 20th day of May 2026. Sean Wright, I'm Kenny. As always, excited to talk Thunder basketball. We'll get to that. We'll go into how they got there. We'll talk about
NHL.
Obviously softball. We'll talk a little football. That's some news that's been brought up, and then but let's get to the action.
College football guy who's trying to make himself relevant again.
Let's get to the action.
All right, you said you want to start with the NBA.
Let's go NBA.
Okay, let's go back to Friday because we hit that Wednesday. So that Friday, the Pistons-Cavs played in Game 6, and the Pistons won 115-94, forcing a Game 7 at home for them. This has been, I don't know if you've noticed, but this has been really weird where the away teams have been winning. Mm-hmm. And the Spurs took out the Timberwolves in 6 games at Minnesota at 139-109.
Which was no surprise, and we had talked about all the and even I had almost had decided it was possible, but let's be honest, it wasn't. That the Timberwolves, because they won Game 1, was going to win and beat them in that series, and that wasn't the case.
Closer to that.
Okay, and that wasn't the case as far as it goes for them. They won Game 1, and then that was, I mean, they did get another game in, but that was when Wemby had the elbow and was out for the majority of, or I think it was the whole second half.
Right. Wemby hit Reed right in the face for no reason at all.
So it was one of those things that and Minnesota barely won that one. It wasn't like it was a blowout, but you look at Stephen Castle, and then Ron Harper's kid in the backcourt. I mean, and then you got Wemby.
The problem is that you don't know these guys because these guys just dish the ball to Wemby most of the time.
Yeah, but their guard plays good. If you and that's the thing. And that's the thing we don't
Mood
watch.
it.
Can you take that off like permanently?
Well, yeah, just hit that button.
Okay.
See, just
there we go. All right. Oh, I see it now.
I was doing something with it the other day.
So, the essentially, if we don't watch a lot of Spurs, it seems like because they was not a lot of primetime games, they're going to be now more and more as we move on. And the guard play with Castle and Harpers is something unbelievable. We were talking about the Pistons and the Cavs. The Pistons had that great Game 6 and killed the Cavaliers
but
at
the
home.
Pistons started playing that way the whole time. Now the Pistons were my pick to go to the championship game.
Silly
I thought I guess it was. They had been playing great ball all season.
Of course, my team to win it all went out first round, so I really can't say that. The Nuggets were horribly disappointing.
Right. Oh, and Boston, remember, because you had Boston going.
Yes, God, what a just horrible. Yeah. But after the Nuggets were out, I have said on record that I think the Spurs are going to beat the Thunder, and we'll get to that. But now you've got the Pistons, so move on to Game 7.
Game 7, which happened Sunday.
Which turned around and just, I mean, you look at the stats in that game. Cade Cunningham was just not good offensively. If you're going to be the star of that team, you've got to be the star of that team.
The Pistons just were not good that whole game.
No, I mean, they just could not hit anything. And what
they were outscored in every quarter.
But to give them a little bit of credit, I didn't think they'd get this far this year. I thought they were a potential playoff team. Lo and behold, they're the 1 seed, which is amazing. But you've got Tobias Harris. He was 0 for 6.
Well, they did pretty good last season, too.
No, they didn't make playoffs.
I thought Pistons did.
No, they fired. Everyone got fired from the years before. Duran had 7 points. Cade Cunningham, 13. He was 5 of 16.
I'm thinking of the Knicks.
And Marcus Sasser, 3 of 12. He only had 9 points. I mean, these guys are the ones that were leading that team. wouldn't, and I don't know if it's possible, but wouldn't Giannis look pretty good in a Detroit Pistons
I think Giannis
jersey?
might look pretty good in a Bulls jersey.
You know, I haven't heard the Bulls' name be out there, but I think he wants to go to a winner. Now, obviously, you're going to have to give up some players and draft picks.
Correct.
You know, but I think, Jalen Duren, he's available for a contract extension, so they're going to have to pay him. So it could be one of those things that you might could swing a sign and trade, but they'll probably re-sign him, and maybe they're re-signing him now for a future trade. Read an article that said they intended to go ahead and sign him, but is that where you're talking about Giannis going?
So going into Monday, we had the first game of the Western Finals finally set up, and I ended up watching the end of the game and overtime. I forgot what I was watching before that. But the Thunder looked very disappointing. They had the game won in regulation. First overtime.
By three,
it took a stupid shot.
Give Wemby and then give Wemby.
I don't know. I don't get it. You're up. Take the easy twos.
Which the Wemby shot was amazing. But, you really get down to it. They got outscored the second quarter. They got outscored the third quarter.
Cute time
They were
threes.
lucky to make it to the half. I
don't understand the Thunder. I don't understand why they have to have the cute time shots. If you just go down and take the easy shot, you're already up by 3, make yourself up by 5, or even up by 1. You had a breakaway. I think they were up by 1 at this point. You had a breakaway. The guy pulls up, goes for a 3. Dude, go down and get the easy 2. You're all alone. I don't understand that team. They seem to be really good whenever they're on and everybody's shooting well, but whenever they're struggling and they're still winning the game, they take the stupid shots instead of going and taking the easy shots and keeping themselves up.
Well, and that's what they're set up to do. They're going to have to keep doing that to win the game, and that's what they do. But if you look, for one, obviously, let's look at the obvious. You can't let Wemby's good, we get it. 41 points, and he had 21 rebounds, only 3 turnovers, 3 blocks, 1 steal. 9 of those boards were offensive rebounds. You take 9, you get half of those. That changes, obviously, what you have. He was 14 of 25 for shooting. That's crazy. Dylan Harper, 8 of 20 at 24 points. But Wemby led the show. But then you look back at the Thunder. You're looking at
it's us.
Sorry.
It's us.
Game 1, you look at Isaiah Hartenstein.
Sorry, somebody was confused that there was game 7. Game 1 was on tonight.
The big guy, Isaiah, slip. 2 points. He took 1 shot. Chet Holmgren, 41 minutes, 8 points.
Caruso did everything that he could.
Caruso
did everything right.
Dortz, 5 points. Jalen Williams in his return was 26 points.
And the end of that game was all Wemby.
And then Caruso did his part. He was the high scorer because he was shooting threes. He shot 14 threes. Of course you're going to be the high scorer. 11 and 19. The guy was playing out of his mind, but then you got Shea, 51 minutes, 24 points. 7 of 23, did not shoot well at all.
We're not going to bring up Chet Holmgren.
Already did. Chet had 8 points. The stars did not come to shine. And if you're a Thunder fan, you're thinking everybody had the shitty-most game possible practically except Jay Will. You should win Game 2 tonight. You should.
You should. I've already seen that.
If they lose tonight.
Stephen A. even already said it. If they lose tonight, the Thunder are done.
They are. I think they are in the series if they lose tonight. You go back to San Antonio, you ain't getting both of those. So now you're down 3-1 coming back home for Game 5. So you have to think how important this game is and will the Stars come to play. Now, I knew, for one, the over-under on Wemby's points was 22. I giggled at that line. I was like, okay, that should be a bet. Series plus 3 or 350 to win. This is before Game 1. That's a bet. Thunder were the only negative bet prop on winning the series. The other three were positive. Obviously, the Cavs were way up there.
Oh, yeah.
And the Cavs, we didn't really talk. We'll get to them in a minute. But
that game happened yesterday.
Yes, we'll get to them in a minute. But, they were lucky, like we talked about the Pistons, to get out of that series. So, but they're talented.
Finally, Harden had some help in that game.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
If you ever look at those games that the Cavs struggle in, it's Harden trying to do it all himself, or Harden just not being able to shoot. And so you got into that game 7 with the Cavs and the Pistons, and everybody was working as a team, and everybody was making the shots they were supposed to. It wasn't just a one-man show like it generally is.
Pull up the schedule, Sean, on this Western Conference Finals, what we have. Is it going to go every other day, every day? Or is it going to... Because sometimes I know when they change towns...
So tonight is game 2.
Yes.
I do know that.
Yes, for sure.
Game 1 of...
We'll get to that.
Game 1 of Eastern was yesterday.
They'll have game 2 of the Eastern
Game 2 is on Thursday. I think because it's so close together.
That's good.
So Friday will be game 3 of the Thunder Spurs. Saturday should be Saturday's game 3 of Knicks Cavs. Sunday will be game 4.
Okay. Go to Tuesday. See if it's game 5.
Yeah, they're just doing every other.
So they're going to keep them together. Okay. Well, I was thinking how many games we're going to miss before we come back.
Well, we'll end up knowing who's going to the title by the time we come back.
Not necessarily, because we're only going to miss 5. That'll be game 5, so we don't know unless the Spurs win out.
We don't do it if we're doing it Wednesdays.
It's only game 5.
Yeah, game 6 will end up on Tuesday, won't it?
No. Hold on, we're mathing. So no, do Tuesday, not Wednesday,
But that's what I'm saying. We would know who's in.
That's only game 5. We won't know who's in.
Yeah, we will.
Unless it's a sweep.
Yeah, we will. You're looking at the Thunder getting 1 game.
And that's possible. So that's what I'm going to. Let's get some predictions.
For Thunder Spurs, mm-hmm. I'll take 4-1.
What game do the Thunder win?
They win game 3.
First game in San Antonio, the Thunder win.
They come in hot and they come in angry. They get it together.
So that's by game 5. You're going to say it's.
I'm saying it's up by game 5.
Okay. So you're going to say it's over. I think they win tonight. I'm picking them tonight. They'll win by 10. I think it'll be a double-digit win tonight. I think they come back. I think the Stars finally show up. They're going to have some. They're going to have some defensive adjustments against Wemby. Why don't you let the young guards? If you're going to not do anything with Wemby, you need to be playing Hartenstein. Maybe the other Williams is going to come in. Maybe if Chet. I mean, Chet's not a center, guys. I mean, we've talked about this. He's tall and lanky. He's not. He
had that one pretty block.
He's a defensive liability. He always has been. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, they say he's blocked, but generally he is for a big guy. Now Wemby is generational. I get that. He is a generation. I mean, everybody wanted him last year. It's why the Spurs tanked to get him. So I get it. So I've got Thunder tonight. I've got Spurs game 2, 3. I've got Thunder game 4. And then game 5 will be Spurs. 6. Spurs are going to win that one, so it'll be 3-2 when we come back.
You're saying they're going to win 4-2?
I didn't say that yet because we haven't made predictions on game 6 and 7. But I think Spurs will be up 3-2 when we return.
So what are you looking at tonight? What are we looking at tonight?
It's Thunder by 10.
No, I'm just saying in the game. I guess you already went over guard play.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to change up the defense on Wemby and let the guards beat them. They're young guys. But they're still favored tonight. Is that right, Sean? Is that tonight's game?
Yeah, they're still favored. They're still favored by 62%.
Which by 7.5. Sorry, I was clapping for that.
He's not.
But plus 7.5, though, that's good odds to bet if you are a San Antonio fan about what they've done in the first game. And don't think that it's not something that you should, because I really thought the Spurs handled that whole game. I mean, it was somewhat close, but it was the Thunder who were continuously behind. So this little gnat's pissing me off.
No, there's no such thing as. Remember, you told me that one. Fucking.
Well, this one's big. I think it can be seen on camera. It looks like a small eagle flying through. I'm just kidding.
That's for America.
America!
Hey, congratulations, Chelsea, on all of your cool flags up and down 66.
Heck yes! The Route 66 Centennial for Oklahoma is at its peak. So
Peak!
come visit Chelsea. Old Iron Original Bridge. Sears House.
Hey,
Historical Bank redone and up and open.
You can go see the Oklahoma's first oil well.
Yes, that's a little bit outside of town.
We'll take you. We'll take you. We'll take you. Go stop by the hilltop. Every Sundays and Thursdays, there's a pool tournament.
Yes, and this episode obviously sponsored by Hilltop Bar Chelsea.
Have you seen it?
1 point.
Have you seen the intro? Have you seen the beginning? Flyers on it.
Oh, is it? I didn't. That's funny.
It's like the flyer on it.
Sponsored by Hilltop Bar. So
yeah.
We thank the super owners of Hilltop Bar. All right, let's move on to the Knicks.
I would say super.
Let's move on to the Knicks and Cavs. What a dandy!
The Knicks with a one. Oh my God, that guy's a number.
I told you.
The Knicks 1% chance to win that, and they do it. They're just like that Texas Tech with the 1 in 640 to come back 8 runs down.
It was quite a boring ass game for the first 2 quarters.
I think
that I watched, and I thought.
I think the first 3.
No, the third is when it got kind of stupid. I mean, it was close at halftime, and I think was the Knicks actually leading. The Knicks kind of had a little run.
They didn't start leading until the 4th.
No, at half it was close. It was 48-46.
Okay.
So, and the Cavs were the one that caught up. Is what I was trying to say. I'm sorry.
From when I saw it, the Cavs were the ones that were ahead.
Yes. Well, the Knicks started first quarter, played really well, and then they kind of opened the second quarter. Knicks were up, and then all of a sudden you're looking at the Cavaliers, bam, 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 run, and then they lead it at the end. And I'm thinking, okay, this game's going to be good. And then third quarter was just a runaway.
Yeah, that was Brunson finally getting his shit together.
No, the third quarter, not that. That was the fourth. So they're down 93-71 with 7 minutes in the fourth.
Right,
and then turn it on.
So isn't that a very odd transition? Harden and the Cavs are working so well together, and I don't think they took their foot off the gas. I just think that they something happened. Something happened with those guys. They fell apart right there. As you look at overtime, they only scored 3 points in overtime.
Yeah, it was you say that 3. It started as a 9-0 run for the Knicks.
Yeah, no, I remember you sending that text. You're like, "Whoa, what is going on with this?"
I'm like, because I'm watching.
Start overtime and it's a 9-0 run, and
yeah, I'm reflecting. I was reflecting on the third quarter, and I'm thinking, because I kind of walked away a little bit from it. And then I picked it back up in the fourth, and I thought, well, because nothing was going on. It was
you scored 67 points in between the second and third periods.
I even started watching an Indians replay thinking it was from that night of the game until I saw the score bump up to like 8 or 9 for them. And I'm thinking, that was yesterday. What am I thinking? But, no, so Knicks, historic comeback, 93-71, 115 to 104. Was this the one I text you one of the worst?
Yeah.
One of the worst. I thought it was more of a meltdown than it was. I mean, don't take away from the Knicks, but I really thought.
But that's what I was asking. What happened to the Cavaliers?
I don't know. Did they
in the fourth going into overtime?
They didn't seem to attack. They just didn't seem.
Like I said, you scored 67 points.
What did Harden have in the fourth? Will that pull up there?
No, I think I've got to go.
Because I mean, it wasn't that he had a bad game. Because I watched him play pretty well in the first half.
I wish it.
And I really wasn't paying attention, but he only had 15 points. So he started, and he was a minus 6.
With a -6.
So that tells you enough. But you don't look at Donovan Mitchell.
We can see. I think there is. I think I had to go to play-by-play the last time I was looking at something like this to see. No, it doesn't have a breakdown there.
We'd have to go.
Teams. I wish that they would break everything down. I'm sure there's websites that I can.
Oh yeah, for sure. Excuse me. But I mean, turnovers. Everything wasn't bad as far as the differential between them. It was just how they played in that fourth quarter. Like I said, 22 points, and that was in the fourth, was their largest lead of the game. But Brunson, give him credit. The guy came out and played lights out. He's obviously the superstar, and I thought that he scored 11 straight points in that fourth quarter when they went on that 18-1 run and was only down by 5.
Yeah, I know there's websites that break all that down. I wish that ESPN would put that full breakdown of by period for everything.
And if you do that for a living, just give us a shout out on @SportsAllegedly.
Allegedly.
So I got Knicks, Cavs. Cavs play tomorrow. I think, and it's still in New York, obviously, and I think the Knicks win. I think you're looking at a blowout there. I just got a feeling that it's really going to take the gas out of Cleveland. Cleveland needed that first win. Not that the Knicks are something like crazy. I mean, they match up pretty well. But you're looking at the 3 seed and the 4 seed in the finals, for a reason. And, the Knicks are, who was the, so they make the conference finals second straight year.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pacers beat them last year.
Pacers got them last year. Because the Pacers were the ones that took the Celtics out, weren't they?
And if you think about it, firing Thibodeau, and if they get to the championship, you hired a new guy, you didn't get worse year one. So maybe it was a good idea to do it. I kind of questioned.
No, and that's what some teams do. I mean,
for sure. Raiders Tampa. I meant fired
Las Vegas fired their coach and put Tortorella in, and they're in the championship now for the Vegas Knights.
Oh, it's not uncommon.
I think Lindy Ruff, he got put in.
Why am I cannot think of Tampa's coach?
Tampa
Bay Buccaneers.
Oh,
no, I keep saying Lovey. What is his name? Why am I not?
Todd Bowles?
No.
Bruce Arian?
Tony Dungy. They fired Dungy and brought in.
Oh, Tony Dungy.
Yeah, they brought in John, and they won it the next year.
Well, that's because he cheated.
He didn't cheat. And he didn't have to play the Raiders in the Super Bowl. That just happened to happen.
Yeah, and they cheated. Well, his boy cheated for him.
No, I think they just weren't real bright on that staff.
All right, so at 7:30, Peacock, Spurs Thunder. Thursday, ESPN, Cavs, Knicks, game 2.
I think Peacock's got all the Western Conference.
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're going back to Amazon or anything on this one yet that I know of. All right, let's move on to hockey. A little hockey update. We'll start game 1, Avs. We'll start at game 1 of the Avs Knights. That starts tonight. I believe it's 7 o'clock.
Before
Central time.
Yes, it is 7 o'clock. Before we get there, one of the best series that I didn't think would go to 7 games, Canadian Sabres. I thought after the Canadians took them out that the Sabres were done. And lo and behold, we end up in a game 7 with the Canadians winning 3-2. That young team, I told you that young team was that's what's gonna happen to the Sabres. Now, granted, I had it was supposed to be Sabres Lightning, and not Habs.
And I think that's when I had the Lightning beating them.
Right, I had the Lightning beating the Sabres. I did have the Sabres beating Boston to go on.
Ooh, I don't remember. I think I picked the Sabres too.
But yeah, you go from scoring 8 goals in game 6, 8-3, and then you shit the bed in game 7. And I told you guys this. I texted you and Jeff. I'm getting up. I gotta go into the kitchen. I gotta go over here. And I was like, this game's gonna end up.
Shower.
One of the two teams were going to score in the overtime while I was gone. Sure enough, as soon as I walk out that door, the Canadians.
I've missed two
Canadians
shower overtime games.
It's so hard because it's like, okay, guys, you're going to score or not. I got to do something real quick. But I think we're on a record of overtime games.
Oh, the playoffs for hockey.
Overtime
has
in hockey.
Fantastic this year. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I don't know if I think we've got the best 2 teams in the West. I'm not sold that we have the best. I don't know if Montreal is the second best team, but they're there and they made it.
And so the Canadian Sabres series came down to the two youngest teams in all of hockey playing each other. Now, granted, the Canadians were there last year. They made the playoffs last season. That's why I said that the Sabres were going to be able to do it next season. They were going to go deeper, like the Florida Panthers had done.
Gotcha.
But I did not expect the Canadians to get past the Lightning. And all of a sudden you see...
No, the Lightning took a dip out real damn early, though, too, compared to what I thought. But
was that a Game 7 or Game 6 that Canadians beat them?
I don't remember.
Look at the bracket here. It'll show me. Just pulling up the old second-round bracket, and...
Which is so long ago.
Game 7.
Yeah.
Canadians beat the Lightning.
That was a
Game
fun
7
series to watch.
2-1 in that final game. So Game 1 for the Eastern, the Hurricanes, who just absolutely have not lost yet in the playoffs.
11-day layoff. Most since 1919 hockey history.
Crazy.
They've been off 11 days.
So they that first game is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. on TNT True TV.
Yes, Avalanche tonight, 7 o'clock. They're on ESPN.
I told, and we all knew the Ducks. That Ducks Golden Knights series was just insane. Dorfiev, however you say his name, that guy was just all over the Ducks after.
It was surprising how they got out and jumped on them pretty early. And the Ducks looked tired. That was one thing I did notice about that team, that game. They looked tired. The Golden Knights reminded me of a faster Stars. You know, those teams, neither one of them looked fast to me. But, like I told you before, between those two teams, one of them has a star and the other one doesn't. So.
Well, no, the Ducks got two Carlsons. The Knights have one Carlson and an Eichel.
I'm talking about the Eichel, yeah. I mean, but that's a star.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's a star. I'm saying the Stars don't. I'm comparing them two teams watching them.
The Ducks.
No, not the Ducks. The Ducks are just young and fast.
I thought you said the Ducks didn't have a star.
No. I'm talking about the Stars.
Oh,
the Stars don't have
Dallas
a star.
star.
Dallas and Vegas
kind
of reminded me
Ben and
who are practically
Pottinger.
on walkers. Yeah, I'm not talking about goalies. I'm not talking about goalies.
But you said stars. The Stars do have stars.
No, they don't. Not compared to.
But not
compared to this league.
But they got.
That's why they're out in the first round.
Yeah, they got beat by Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, Hughes was just electric in that series.
His brother's on Jersey.
Yeah. So I mean, you're looking at these teams that are moving forward. They have stars. I'm talking legitimate big name stars. Well, Dallas doesn't have that.
Think about the Avalanches. They are starting to get long in the tooth too. So this is their window. I think this season and maybe next season.
But also, you have to look at one thing about that is that Dallas has been consistently pretty good, so they haven't been able to get the stars in these drafts either. So you have to think that, they haven't went on the meltdown tour like Edmonton or Chicago or teams like that. So, all right, about Avs.
Avs Golden Knights, Eichel versus McKinnon.
No Makar. It was 2-0-1 against the Golden Knights in the regular season, and in the regular season, and they're 9-3-2 in the last 15. Cale Makar will not play tonight for the Avalanche. First playoff game he's missed since the suspension in 2023. And day-to-day, but they're not going to play him. Scott Wedgwood will be the starter. It looks like the starter goalie tonight. He'll make his
you said you have the starting goalies.
Start night. Night start, 10 games. I cannot talk. My apologies.
See,
and Carter.
This little Eichel Dorfia.
Carter
is one hell of a
Knights.
line. These two guys. Because if you don't have Eichel, this Dorothea is all over you. he swarms the goal. And that's what's crazy about him.
I think Wedgwood's a little bit better goalie though than what Vegas is bringing with Stone. Is it Stone? Is that his last name?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out.
No, I'm sorry. Mark Stone is out. It's Carter Hart. Sorry,
Hart.
Carter Hart.
I think Hart played the last game too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's 8-4. He started every games of the playoffs for Vegas.
Okay.
He's played them all. So 8-4.
So what do you got?
Vegas 15. Knights 1. No.
Vegas 15.
Okay,
Knights
so
1?
so
that's the same team.
I meant Avs. I think if really the first period is going to matter. If you can hold the Avs down in scoring, I think the Knights have a good chance.
I just hope this doesn't start off like the first game that they did with the Wild, where you're down, you're up, you're down, and then all of a sudden it's like a 13-goal combination.
Yes. Which is fun for the fans.
You're trying to figure out
fun for the fans.
Who's going to score next?
Yeah. I do think that's going to be a little bit higher scoring than the East side because I like the goalies in the East.
I'm going to say
Carolina's so good.
I'm going to say this might be a Golden Knights 4-3. This first game. I don't know that the Avs, because the Avs, remember they've only lost one game so far. I don't know how long their delay was. 8 days maybe. How long did they wait?
Do what? I'm sorry.
The Avs.
I don't know.
Because remember they only lost one game, so they've had some time off too.
Correct. That is correct.
And I think it's like 7-8 days maybe.
And by the way, in the wins section.
Is this head-to-head?
Yeah, the head-to-head. 4-2 at Vegas. The second game was at Vegas. It was a shootout win, 6-5, and they lost at home 3-2 in overtime. So it's not a super bad matchup. I'm gonna go 5-3 tonight. No, 4-2. 4-2.
But you're going Avs.
I'm going Avs to win this series.
I don't know.
4-2.
I think if the Avs do, they're going to run into that Hurricane team.
I don't think anybody's going to go. Either one of these Western teams is going to go in and think they're going to be the favorite against Carolina.
Just run against Carolina. Because Carolina, the Stalls, I think there's one Stahl brother that's not on Carolina right now.
Well, okay, so are you maybe thinking that is the East better than the West? I don't think so.
I think they are.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Maybe.
Because you remember, it was always the Florida Panthers that put the Carolina Hurricanes out.
Correct. But I'm saying overall.
And not without the Panthers being there. Oh, and I did have a list of the changes of why, what changed in the Florida Panthers. They lost 2 guys to Utah. They lost a goalie, a backup goalie, and I think a defensiveman.
I got you.
And you saw what the Utes the Mamoots were doing.
How do you pronounce Aho's last name? Is it Aho?
Yeah,
Aho.
it's Aho.
Yeah. So him and Jarvis are kind of the stars there.
But you still have Stahl, and you still have.
Well, and that Ehlers. Yeah, and Hall. So that's obviously defenseman or Slavin.
Yeah, having a really good defenseman really bumps up your.
Well, look at it. I mean, how many goals it's been scored? Not much. And I granted, give credit to the goalie, but it ain't all the goalie. You got to have good defense there as well.
So, but yep, I'm looking at the Golden Knights to take Game 1 at least. What are you looking at?
I was just looking at the goalie.
For
8 games, 8 wins, 2 shutouts. I almost said strikeouts. And goals against is 1.
Alrighty, jumping over. We haven't looked at playoff leaders.
Stats?
Yeah, do they still do that? Do they still do playoff stats? Like they used to?
They do.
You remember how we used to get playoff stats to see, postseason? Yeah, we're in postseason. So, goaltending leaders, Frederick Anderson is leading for Carolina. Points leader is Marnar for the Golden Knights. Goals is Dorothea. See, that's what I'm saying. He's got 9 goals for the postseason.
Sorry. Business. All right, let's move on. Let's get out of hockey. Even though it's great. It's Final Four, folks. Get down. Championship time for hockey and basketball. Watch them both. Which I love the split screen. Except now that Amazon's out, because you can't do that. When they're on Amazon, drives me. Or is it Prime? Prime is Amazon, isn't it? Amazon Prime. Yes, sorry. And you can't do a split screen there. So let's drive. Moving to softball. Super Regionals.
Okay. Super Regionals. Biggest surprise that you took from this to get to Super Regionals. Mine was Florida State getting knocked out. And finding out that Oregon did not have their ace because she had an eye infection, so she did not pitch at all for Oregon.
Did she not end up pitching at all? See, I saw that she might miss game 1. Boy, that's bad. And
she was eye patched up. She had an eye infection.
Well, because you're looking at a matchup with a former player and assistant there, so we kind of thought that was going to be the obvious. Hold on. So, no, a couple things that was surprising me that you talked about it earlier.
Texas
Tech
and Mississippi. Is
I was watching that game.
1 in 640, being down 8 runs. Texas Tech is now 1. 2 outs.
That's the colossal collapse.
Yeah, that was the collapse.
But you look at baseball and softball can really
get against Ole Miss.
Yes,
which was crazy.
That's what wasn't. It surprised me they bumped up so much, and then I left. I left the game, and come back. It was 1 inning, and I come back and it's tied 8-8, and I thought, oh, Texas Tech will win this. It don't matter now.
UCF taking out Florida State was a surprise.
And the that you're talking about going back to that Mississippi State, Mount St. Mary's had St. Mary's had a chance to advance, and they messed it up in that last game. So Melissa Lombardi, I'm sorry, I could not think of who she was, but that's the Oregon coach. It was
I'm saying how'd you forget her?
Formerly of OU.
Yes. So. Florida, of course, advances in theirs. UCLA gets theirs. Arkansas is in the Fayetteville. They move on. Tennessee moves on. I know that there were some struggles. I think Duke had a struggle against Arizona, if I remember.
Yes, it was. Right. And I was joking about that because I propped up Duke on our last episode, and I thought, what are they doing? But they did have to win 2 against Arizona to win, and they did.
Georgia comes in out of the Athens.
No surprise there. OSU
coming in out of the Stillwater region.
Stanford tried to play that last game.
I told you Stanford was going to be tough.
They tried, but they took over.
Nebraska coming out of the Lincoln Regional. So Oklahoma State now plays Nebraska in the Super Regional. Texas, it should have been Texas versus Texas A&M, but I said you've got to watch Arizona State.
You did. You had that one right. And back to Melissa Lombardi. She was associate head coach for 21 years. 11 seasons as associate head coach. Was not a player. I was thinking of somebody else. So, yes, that's the new coach, and that's who we thought we would match up with. Texas was easy. There was no issues there. The Nebraska Grand Canyon game got kind of interesting. I did finish that on Sunday. Game 1, it would have been.
Okay, but I went back and looked.
Jordy Fromm came in and sealed it.
I went back and looked, and Grand Canyon was a pain in the ass last season, too.
Yes.
Those girls were a pain.
The girls' basketball was really good.
And the men's basketball
were
as well.
Arizona State, I think, last year. The
men's basketball were as well.
Yes.
But I remember last year the Grand Canyon was a pain in the ass in the regionals. I think they ended up having to win 2 to get in, and they won 1 and lost 1, lost the final one.
Sid Romero was actually on the coaching staff there as well.
Not to be confused with Cesar Romero.
Correct.
The Joker.
Otherwise, Nebraska, that game, and even the end of the game, she hit 2 pitchers. Or batters, I meant, and so that made that game a little interesting.
I don't know that Nebraska's going to get out of this without having to use their ace pitcher.
from
every
ball.
game. Every game.
Yeah, and they didn't use her against the Lopes. They brought her in relief.
Right.
And she finished it.
Right. Texas is going to have some trouble against Arizona State, but I think Texas gets out of that.
Sweet.
Georgia, Tennessee.
That's going to be.
That's going to split.
That's a good one.
And I think Georgia's going to come out of that one.
Georgia takes that third, even though it's. I'm going to go Tennessee in that one.
Well, you just saw Georgia play in the.
No, I get it, but I'm going Tennessee. I'm going Arkansas, Duke. I'm going Duke as well, even though they're on the road.
And that one might be a split as well with Duke coming out on top.
So UCLA.
UCLA is gonna walk all over UCF. I'm sorry, girls. You've had a great great showing, but
Tech did not get a good matchup.
Tech did not. No, they are going to end up against Florida.
Is Kennedy going to prove that?
I don't think Kennedy's as good as she was. Like, she should have went to OU, got some of that OU love and money.
She had some money, but
she would have been better. This right here, this Texas Tech.
Now, that's not saying Tech's going to lose that. I just don't think they. I think Florida's better. And like I told you last week, an SEC team's going to win the championship. It doesn't matter.
So out of all that, only 2 SEC teams didn't make it to the Super Regional.
A&M.
A&M and
who was the other one?
It was down here.
It wasn't.
Boop boop. Let me.
There was 2.
Yes.
Okay. I just remember A&M, but you could be right.
I thought they were. South Carolina.
Oh yeah. That's right.
South Carolina played in that.
That's right. I think they played them in the final. Didn't they?
They did. Yeah. They played UCLA in the final. So yeah.
But they didn't get any. UCLA didn't lose any games.
All right. OU matches up against Mississippi State. Take that for OU. Alabama, LSU. That's going to be a fun one, but I'm going to take Alabama out of that till we get to our brackets. All right. And
Friday. OU starts Friday.
Yeah. They start tomorrow.
Well,
there's 2 games. I know, but I'm saying there's 2 games tomorrow. It is Georgia, Tennessee, and Nebraska, Oklahoma State. Those start tomorrow. The other games are all Friday.
Correct. And then bam. They should play all those back to back.
They are.
Yeah.
If you look at the times, you've got a 10 o'clock start.
All of them start
11
Friday,
o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock. For everything.
Boy, and they are early, aren't they? Well, no. I mean, no. You get some later ones. There's some later ones right there. I wonder if that schedule stays the same. Late. If you start early, you keep staying.
I don't know. We have.
Looks like it. It is. Yeah. Everything looks to be right. Yeah.
I did notice in the SEC baseball tournament that you stayed at that time slot as you went across.
Now, obviously, OU's third game won't know, but both will be at noon, Friday and Saturday, noon Central Time kickoff. ESPN 2 for first game, ESPN regular for the second game.
Yeah, they're finally moving them over from. I wish SEC Network would just include in that like everybody else.
And then I was trying to find. What was OSU's schedule? Sorry, they were the Friday start, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're Friday start. Them in Nebraska.
What time?
Or Thursday
I'm
start.
sorry.
No, they're
Thursday's what I meant. They start tomorrow. 8 o'clock. Is Friday 8 o'clock for them as well? No, it's 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Friday. So Oklahoma State fans, Thursday at 8.
And this is all in Nebraska.
On a Thursday, and then Friday at 4.
All right.
I'm not sure why they put those.
I don't know why. I had all this pulled up right
here.
No.
They noticed you put them at the bottom, so it almost looks like it's a road game.
Right, but I had it all pulled up right here.
Yep, you're good.
I just didn't have it right next to each other for some reason.
Hey, when there's no football, the end of May is the most exciting time of sports, to be honest.
Well, and the college baseball's about to start their World Series. I don't know if OU's going to get in. I think they are. But they had to play LSU yesterday. And they blew that.
Oh, they were in the tournament.
Yeah,
the SEC tournament.
Yeah, SEC tournaments.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. The tournaments have all started. Baseball tournaments have all started.
Yes.
And
that was first round, which,
Yeah, we should not have lost that. Or OU should not have lost that. So it
was 6-2. Eesh.
Mm-hmm. They did so well throughout the season. The OU men's baseball had done so well throughout the season. And here at the end of the
They
season,
have not played well at the
they
end
have
of the year.
fallen apart, just like the Ben's basketball team. Just start falling apart. Just what happens? I don't know. You just start falling apart. I don't know if there's injuries. I don't know if the coach just wasn't putting in the right guys for batting. Oh shit! There's a loss we didn't need.
Is that today?
Yes. You're 0-0.
Hey, I'll take 0-0. That means our pitchers are pitching.
So if people don't know, I'm a White Sox fan. Kenny's a
Indians fan.
Guardians fan.
Indians.
Get it right, Guardians.
Always Indians.
And right now, at one point, we were a game behind. The White Sox were a game behind the Guardians. And we go to play the Mariners, and the Mariners have been a pain in our ass since the beginning of the season. We're playing them better than we did at the beginning of the season.
Agreed.
But lost the first game, won the second game, and now it seems that we have lost 5-4 in the third game. Which
So currently we're 2.5 up.
you're 2.5 up, and you're playing the lowly Tigers.
Oh, but the lowly, they're the predicted winner of the division. And that's another thing. It's kind of funny how every year the Guardians get shit on. We've won 3 out of the 4 years of the division.
Well,
every year. This year we were picked third by the baseball professionals.
Okay, and where was the White Sox pick?
Fourth.
Right.
And so Tigers and Royals now set 4th and 5th, respectively. At 20
Right, and the
wins.
Twins, whatever happened
Mid.
to that, whatever happened to that great Twins farm club that they used to have? They could
Did
call guys
did they trade
up.
for someone? Just
I don't know.
Spit their load on every.
I don't know. You remember the Twins were the top of the league for 10 years. They were the top. They were the top of the Central, AL Central, for 10 years.
Drafted well as well.
They could draft right. Well, the White Sox have the first pick of the draft coming up.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
Is the star? I saw Bazana. He's been playing our guy that we picked number 1 or 2, and it's like
Well, we have the Japanese guy that's been playing really. We're Korean.
So you got the number 1 pick. So
we do have the number.
Is there like a star coming out?
I've seen
like a big
it's.
one? I haven't really kept up with that because isn't the draft during the summer?
It's about to start.
Yeah.
It's
so when he looks that up
next month.
Yeah. So when he looks that up, currently, just want to talk a little bit baseball real quick of the stars so far. Listen, we've played, which is kind of nuts to think about. We've almost played 50 games already. Rays and Yankees. Rays up 3.5 games on the Rays.
Raj Kolaski.
Every other ball club in the American League is setting about 500 or less.
Mm-hmm.
Athletics are currently leading the American League West with a 24-24 record.
Get it right. There's Sacramento.
Bad teams. Angels look horrible. And obviously we talked about Tigers.
The draft begins. Okay, so the MLB draft happens during the events of All-Star Weekend.
Okay. I knew it was
July
summer,
11th. That's crazy.
So there's a date. Then you move over to the National League. Braves are killing it. 8.5 up on the Phillies, who are 500, and the rest fall down about the same. Brewers, Cardinals, Cubs, all kind of matched up there. Pretty good winning percentages, 28-18, 28-19, 29-20, respectively. Reds are having a winning record, and the Pirates, the lowly Pirates, 5 games back, and they are even. Baseball. Padres, Dodgers, kicking ass, of course, in the West. And then you've got Diamondbacks, Giants, Rockies. Rockies look bad as far as that counts.
Don't look as bad as they have been.
That's correct. All right, football.
Remember, the Giants gave you their all-star pitcher. Do you want to do a little schedule? Yeah, let's do a little NFL schedule.
Oh, okay. You want to do that? Okay.
Yeah, we've had discussions about how the schedule for the NFL has come out. Travel versus strength of versus who gets some time off when they should. You know, Philadelphia, I believe, Philadelphia and somebody else play the most games against teams coming off of bye weeks. San Francisco has the longest travel with the Rams right behind them because they have to go to Australia to play their first, both of them to go play their first game.
That'll be on a Wednesday, the 10th.
But isn't it like a Thursday for us or a Tuesday?
Not sure.
I don't know how they're, I think like a day ahead of us.
But, I mean, you know what? Just not on some games we're not getting to. And of course, you're looking at an easiest to hard to schedule the schedule.
We still use papers.
Because of last year's records for opponents, and obviously you're going to get a lot of different opponents.
Correct. So looking at this is the ESPN one that came out, and I think it's the main overall one.
Because I mean, if you look at teams that are going to do worse than last year,
but some have done some. Like I think Sports Illustrated did their own strength of schedule.
Oh, okay.
But I believe this is the overall, like the NFL. So the Bears coming in at 550. Now the discrepancy or disparaging, whatever word I'm looking for, between the Bears at 550 and the easiest schedule, the Browns at 429, isn't as much as it has been in the past.
Parity, and that's what the NFL wants.
Right.
Yes.
Right. It's not as much as it has been in the past, but the Bears do come off with the hardest schedule. I know that but it's weird looking at it. So Miami's got a whole new team. New Orleans is still in rebuilding mode. Tampa Bay's a 500 team. Atlanta is a 500 team. Carolina's a 500
$500
team.
to bet on to win the Super Bowl is what Tampa is.
The Jets are still the Jets. You do end up with Philly, two Green Bay games, 2 Detroit games. Who are we going to see in Minnesota? What kind of team is that going to end up being? You do have Buffalo. So the end of the season, weeks 15, 16, 17, and 18 are Buffalo, Green Bay, Detroit, and Minnesota. But you got to remember, Buffalo also is coming in with a new head coach.
Kind of.
And somewhat of a different team.
Nah, not really.
But
better.
Are they going to be a better team? Or are they going to be?
They're better. They are better.
I don't know. But you do get to start off Carolina, Minnesota.
Slap a label on it now. Bills will be
better
in the Super Bowl.
We say that every year.
No, we don't.
We do.
You didn't pick them last year.
Yeah, I thought we were going to.
No.
We picked them in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, they'll be in the playoffs. But I think they're going to win the Super. I think they're going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Because I don't really like anybody else in it. Because the AFC West is going to be tough to decipher. You know another team that's going to be...
And here's Tampa Bay sitting in the middle with Dallas at the easiest schedule. Also, news for Pittsburgh, you are getting Aaron Rodgers back, but he says after this season, that's it. Don't call him anymore.
And I think the Steelers are fine with that as well.
Don't call me anymore. I'm done. I need to go do ayahuasca.
No, but what I thought was the great holiday schedule for the NFL. Just knocked it out of the park.
Oh, the Bears are on there.
They finally played. They finally put teams together that are actually pretty good to see each other play. So, and you're getting a Thanksgiving Eve game on Netflix, first time ever.
True.
On a Wednesday, you're getting Green Bay at the Rams. What? Netflix is getting that game. That game looks like those teams by then. Sean, what week is that? When you go to the 26th, does it give a date on this?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
What week is it?
It says Thanksgiving, so look at.
Well, we're looking.
Find the Rams or Packers.
Here we go. Bears are playing Detroit.
Okay, so that's week what?
That's week 12.
Okay, so you could potentially have both these teams setting. After 11 games in, you're kind of gonna know how their season is going.
Yeah, Green Bay Packers.
The Rams, yes. Okay,
so that's week 12.
And then your Thanksgiving Day game is going to be noon. Is the Bears at Lions? Classic schedule for Thanksgiving.
Finally.
Right after that, Eagles at Dallas. Classy. Jalen Hurts, those 2 picks in that. I'm going to go ahead and predict it if Andy Dalton's not the starter by then. And then we close the night game with the Chiefs at the Bills. You talk about that game's probably going to be cold, And then you got a Black Friday game the next day. Denver at the Steelers. Prime Video. No time set on that, but I bet you it's a night game. And thinking about the Broncos and the Steelers, that's going to be the most disappointing game of the slate.
Did you say we were going to have 9 international games?
Yes, 9 international.
With Melbourne, Paris, and Rio de Janeiro. So, and it's his first regular season games for those 3 cities out of the 9.
So then you mosey on 3.
I do want to talk about. I'm also tired of the Super Bowl rematch. Do we have to do that every season?
I don't think so.
What are you looking for?
Okay, so Christmas Day games. We're still talking about holiday scheduling because we're not getting too far into that. But you've got that's going to be week 16. That's the second to last week of the season. You talk about playoff potential. I mean, but let me throw you the Christmas schedule games. Christmas Eve. You've got Eagles or Texans at the Eagles. Both teams should be playoff teams, unless Andy Dalton's there. Then you've got Packers at Bears. Oh my. Bills at Broncos. Oh my. And Rams at Seahawks. Oh my.
Yeah, so one of the things about the 2026 schedule is it's drawing criticism for extreme rest disparities, heavy international travel, and bloated holiday slate.
Bloated? What? And I mean, why? Okay, so Sean, you found that on just some AI blah blah blah.
No, this
which means people said it.
Right.
Obviously, it's
Right,
not.
right.
They're not just computers.
Yeah, no,
going,
this is compiled from what a lot of people are saying. A lot of articles.
Yeah, I know.
that are written.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what it's not giving you a direct person to say that.
No.
But who is in their right mind as a fan is going, damn it, I wanted a shittier schedule on the holidays the day I'm off.
San Francisco.
The 2 days I'm off. You know, who wanted a shittier schedule on Thanksgiving or Christmas? No one does. They don't want to see the Jets versus the Cowboys.
See,
they don't. But they don't want to see the Cardinals versus the Bills.
Here's one of the extremes that was written. The Chargers face a negative 24 net rest days, while the Bears, who have the hardest schedule, have a plus 15-day advantage for the rest.
Well, no, in the bye week deal, the Chargers and Eagles have.
It was the Chargers. It was the Chargers that had the most opponents coming off bye weeks.
With the Eagles.
Where 14 teams would never have to face a well-rested opponent.
And I know Dallas is one of those 14.
Right.
I'm almost for sure of it. And even their schedule. But, you know, you look at teams that also probably they're on East Coast, West Coast, tend to have one of those type longer or shorter rest days because of travel, too. So don't you think they kind of try to look at that as scheduling as well?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is okay. So
because you keep teams across on the same side. I mean, you look at the scheduling disparaging. Are they saying because you've got someone flying in? Let's say they played Miami and now they're going to hang out in Philly that short week. You know what I mean?
It would make sense to hang out.
Then that's why you would have a shorter week for the team that's hosting.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's a little bit of I don't know. I don't think it's really correct and I'd have to research on that.
Well, so this is all
because it looks like a stat. They're not taking everything into effect.
I know, but this is all the teams that they're talking about. They have the complaints.
When I looked over it, I thought some of the schedules to start was kind of hard. I thought Denver was very difficult to start out. I didn't think Green Bay had any. I mean, they do have the Jets. But then you look at the Texans, Buffalo, Cincinnati, at Indy, Dallas, at Tennessee, Jacksonville, Giants. And then you get a bye, which is fine. But then you turn around and look at Indianapolis, Baltimore, KC, Houston, at Washington, at Pittsburgh, Tennessee, at Minnesota, at Jacksonville, Dallas, Miami, at Houston, the Giants. And, oh, wait, there's a Week 13 bye then for them. So some of those schedules starting out.
But remember, San Francisco has to also go to Mexico City. They're playing a home game.
But I don't think I even mentioned them.
That's week 11.
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned them, though.
I know, but that's part of their big road schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you sending us there if you're sending us all the way over there? Why can't you send the Chargers down or send the Texas team over?
I mean, even Tampa opens at Cincinnati is going to be better. Cleveland, Minnesota, Green Bay, at Dallas.
I don't know what kind of Cincinnati team that's going to come out of that.
Healthy's better. Healthy is better.
But, I mean, it's the same Cincinnati team. You've got 3 guys making the most money on the fucking roster.
But sorry, I didn't read Denver's. At KC, Jacksonville, Rams, at San Francisco, at the Chargers. I assume they're close, so that's okay. But see, is that Chargers game? You have to look. Maybe the Chargers. The other one was the Eagles?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then at Arizona, that's Cupcake. and then KC, and then you go at Carolina, which is a little bit of a trip. Then you get the bye week. But Carolina, I think, is a better team. I don't think the record.
Carolina's definitely going to be better.
I don't know if the record's going to reflect that, but they are a better team, obviously, this year. And this is the year for what's his name? He's got to do better. Quarterback. Why can I not think of him?
Young?
Alabama. Yeah.
Bryce Young?
Bryce Young. Yes.
Yeah, this is his make or break year.
Yes, for sure.
Because there are a lot of quarterbacks. There's a lot of quarterbacks coming out, and that owner will let you go. Also, going into the college, we did find out that OU doesn't play anybody coming off a bye week except for Texas, and they're taking the same bye week.
I had one of our reviewers, one of our fans watching. He said, "Could you tell Sean to put on a clean shirt?" That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
What are you talking about?
It was just a text to me. So go ahead, sorry.
What do you mean it's not clean? It is a clean shirt.
Well, I mean, look what's on it.
Oh, no. So, bye weeks. And I talked to you about USC taking that weird...
Oh, did you move on to college? Okay.
Yeah. I talked to you about USC getting that... playing week 0 and then taking that their second bye week late in the season instead of like everybody else, them in Memphis, instead of taking it immediately like everyone else does.
Well, you acted like they get to choose that.
I don't know if they did or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
they might have actually gotten to and said, hey, we don't want to do that there. We'll go ahead and take it here.
Possible. Well, you have...
and then Northwestern
and like
having a week 2 bye for some weird reason.
Which generally never works out well.
No.
We'll preview in July. That's the waning days of waiting on football in July and August. We'll preview each conference, each division of NFL.
Yes.
But we looking at the schedules and
college football this season. We do know that's Wembley Stadium, Dublin, Ireland, and Rio, Brazil. Are the international?
Everyone just getting international
for
over
college. Here. Well, I told you they're trying to build that up, and
Cincinnati / Texas Tech. Well, actually, it was Indiana / Texas Tech / Indiana, then Cincinnati.
Navy were the first ones that started playing in Dublin, and I think that they might have a game there too. I don't know.
All right, moving on. Brendan Sorsby.
Yes, Brendan's. Diego Pavia news. He's still short.
Gambling issues, obviously, with Brendan, not Pavia. So now the judge, Philip Hayes, who was assigned to the injunction.
I've got that pulled up there that he's recused himself.
He's got 2 degrees from Texas Tech. He needs 2. He has 2 degrees from the school.
Okay, who's assigning the judges?
Well, I think I think that's an automatic thing. I think there's a system there. And if that system, then the guy goes, now, wait a minute. I'm not even going to try this.
No, exactly.
Because they're just going to, these reports, I mean, it's going to look like it's me.
Well,
Plus, he's
they
from
have done
Lubbock.
that. But they have had judges that do have the degrees from that school.
Yeah, but damn it, you know as well as I do that this is not.
If anybody doesn't realize, so if you've been under a rock, Brandon Sorsby has taken himself, he's getting paid millions of dollars by Texas Tech to come to school there. Millions. He has a gambling issue.
A little bit.
He's taken himself out to go to rehab. But at the same time, he's thinking that his rehab is going to be done and that way he can come back in, even though the NCAA has
said, you toast, baby. You've been gambling.
Yeah. I was going to say suspended him indefinitely because of the gambling. And now he has filed an injunction so that way he can try to come back.
Now, according to Ryan Atuyo on Twitter, or Atulo, is probably how that goes. Replacement to be picked by administrative judge with degrees from A&M and Baylor. Which is great. It's like your opponents.
Yeah, get that Baylor in there. Get those Baptists.
Which, I mean, but if you're doing it in the area, generally you're going to have a lot of ties to everybody. I mean, the Mississippi judge allowed
you'd have to send him to Arkansas.
Trinidad,
I know.
Trinidad to come back. That's
Exactly.
what he had to do, so.
Well, and Diego Pavia, he got his in Nashville.
I get it.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's quite interesting on how that, and I don't know how that's going to work. To be honest,
at stake for Sorsby is the multi-million-dollar deal he signed with Texas Tech for what was supposed to be his final season of college football. Sorsby alleges the NCAA abandoned its obligations and duties to promote his well-being, and that the lawsuit was filed to expedite the reinstatement process.
Obviously.
Let's go ahead and get rid of the mental well-being. A lot of them are just being pussies, just being whiny pussies. Just get rid of it. If you can't play, just say, Coach, I can't play today. I don't care about your need for a dog, a clown, some kind of puppet. I don't know if you heard about that story. The guy that was getting fired, he knew he was getting fired, so he hired a party clown as his mental.
To bring him to work for the last few days, or what?
No, for the last day when he was getting fired. So the clown was in the room.
Gotcha. Oh, when he got fired.
The clown was doing.
That would have been a funny, sad face.
The clown was doing his show while the guy was getting fired. The guy already knew he was getting fired.
I need to research that. Okay. Also on some college football.
Doing that on my last day.
College football news. Obviously, a lot of talk has been talking about playoffs and growing.
Oh yeah, the 24.
Big Ten is definitely in it to double. Get rid of conference games. It sounds like Fox has indicated. Obviously,
conference
Fox
championships.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Fox obviously is wanting to go. Yeah, I'm good with that. So that's fine that they want
and
that.
This may be the only way that USC gets into. With old,
he probably gets
with old dry brisket Riley.
Those contracts are going to start getting different, aren't they, as they go on? College football playoff, not even in there for a bonus anymore. You know, there's 24 of these fuckers. So, but anyway, obviously the SEC and ESPN are going, now, whoa, hold it. Obviously, because the SEC is going to lose their conference championship game, which makes them a ton of money. I mean, a butt ton of money. And then ESPN, because they've got ties to all 12 games, they know as well if you change that up, that gives obviously why Fox is going like a little taste of that money because you're going to get more.
Update on the running back Hardy, he is in rehab. They did find. They also arrested the guy that shot him.
Gotcha. Good. Now, and I think that I think 24 is a little heavy for football playoff.
Why are we jumping from 12 to 24?
I like 16.
I thought we were going to do the 16 first.
Well,
to give it a
the
try.
only reason I like 16, and you're still going to have 17 and 18 pissed. I get it. But I don't like the bye weeks. That is ridiculous. That's got to end. There's too much gap. You can potentially be a third-place team in a conference, not playing the championship, and still have a top 4 bye. It's unlikely, but it's possible. It is possible. Because you think about how they do tiebreakers and everything. I mean, do you think if it was, let's go Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, 11-1, 11-1, 11-1, one's out, you think they're really going to be 4th or 5th? That's 2 teams got to be better. SEC team's going to have 3 losses. So you're going to take that champion, maybe, to put in that 3rd. But how are you going to do the rest of them? Unless they're undefeated, and that's just it. So
we already know that the small schools are going to get screwed out of this.
Well, that's been forever. They've been screwed out of it anyway.
Best mother in the galaxy.
Oh, and by the way, Tommy Tuberville wins the Republican nomination for governor of.
Why would you? A senator.
Yeah, why would you go from senator to governor? Means he's thinking 8 years. I need to retire.
Oh yeah.
Because in Senate he's not 30 years.
He's not leaving. He's not leaving Alabama. He does. I don't think he likes anywhere but just staying right there.
But no, I 24 would be fine for a fan perspective.
I know,
but 16 makes more sense.
We need to understand that
because you're still going to have someone in a bye of some type.
But you're moving into the what used to be Division II college football of the football playoff, which is now the FBS.
Maybe not. Would you have a bye? Is that right? It's 24 teams. 24 to 12, 12 to 6.
Oh, they'd make a bye in there somewhere.
6 to 3. Yeah, you'd have to.
They'd put a bye in there
They'd
somewhere.
have to. And that's what I don't like. Get rid of the buys. Nobody needs a hockey. Do you get a bye? Basketball. Do you get a bye?
Baseball.
No buys.
But technically, in
Yeah,
basketball,
baseball.
you do.
No, don't count that. That's not a bye, because they go bam bam. Those teams are just lucky to be there. That's like the play-in for the tournament. And that's not a bye. You're still gonna have to play. You don't get a whole week off to go, oh, I can watch them and study both these teams for a week because I don't have to do shit this week. So.
Yes, I don't have to.
Okie dokie. Anything else?
I need the text message of that person.
What else you got? Anything?
Talked about my shirt.
I think that's, I'll tell you after. Anything else?
10 minutes till game time for Avs Golden Knights.
Do you have an update on the Indians baseball score before we leave?
No.
You should. You should.
They're not in my favorites.
They should be.
They're not.
Because they live in your head.
No, they don't.
They live in your head.
In your head.
No, I don't get angry.
Your background?
I don't get angry.
In the background.
I don't get angry baseball until after the All-Star break. After 100 games is when I start.
Still 0-0. Top 6.
Gotcha.
And the streaking Mets are down 2-4 to the Nats.
Oh, dadgummit, I hate that.
And the streaking Cubs are 0-0. They lost yesterday to the Brewers. Who else? Do we have? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry about the Texas Rangers. Maybe we need to go to another game there to get them back.
Get them back going? Well, they won.
They won. Well,
but it is the Rockies.
No, but to get them to win another title because
that is true. That is true. Yeah.
Oh, the UFL.
But we got to pick a really hot day to do that.
Yeah, and no Dax.
No Dax. Well, he definitely ain't driving. Love you, Dax. All right. Sean's going to give you the UFL update. I'm out.
No, you're not.
UFL. Talking about this.
UFL, the Orlando Storm, the surprising Orlando Storm, which is Kenny's new favorite team. Get out of here. What is going on? There we go. 6-2, top of the league. The Battlehawks 5-3, tied with the DC Defenders that have taken a couple of losses here recently. Right behind them are the Birmingham Stallions and Louisville Kings, who both have horses as logos.
Yay.
They are both setting at 4-4.
And what is Dallas doing? Losing? I mean, Dallas has lost like 5 in a row.
started hot.
Yes, they're 3-0. Now they've lost 5 in a freaking row.
Neuheisel started hot and just went down.
Rick, your defense sucks. I'm just saying, it's time for a defensive change or defensive personnel change.
They're set 3-5 with the Houston Gamblers.
They're bad.
The Columbus Aviators 2-6, and that's Ted Ginn Jr.'s team, the Columbus Aviators.
Well, he's had a rough year. So.
He's had a rough life.
All right, thanks for joining us.
That's it.
We'll see you next week with a lot of playoff updates. Maybe some series are done in hockey and basketball. We'll see. I don't think so. Sean does. We'll talk a little bit more about the schedule, probably a little bit. We'll be talking a little bit about that as we go on each week of highlight. Pull up the football schedule, and if you're a gambler, we'll be talking about over-unders in July as far as wins in total. And we'll rehash last year. I know it's been a while about how bad we were on some teams. And are we going to be as bad as we were last year?
We end up with a division that we just both suck at.
Yeah, but I mean, some we got really good. So.
Oh yeah, we have a division that we're really good at. We understand, but you got to come in.
And my apologies,
new
Colts.
coaches, new players. Miami dismantled their whole team. Minnesota. What are they doing with what quarterbacks they've got? Because they picked up.
And you know what's funny is Miami's going to be up there for the number 1 pick, who's quarterback heavy, and they've got Malik Willis.
The Jets,
look at Jeremiah Smith.
Who's guiding the Jets? They just re-signed Breece Hall to a big contract.
Jeremiah Smith has a good year at Ohio State this year. He will be hands down the number 1 pick of the draft.
They are, and they're also talking. They're also talking. Fernando Mendoza's been looking good.
Oh, I forgot to Speedy
Gonzalez.
No. Speedy from OXU was at the
Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill's still looking for a job.
So it was mentioned that
Odell Beckham Jr. is looking for a job too.
Chiefs maybe.
Oh, they'll get him back on I'll take him back on that.
Chargers, maybe, with Mr. Mike McDaniel.
I don't. They'll take him back on cheap. Everybody's going to get him cheap. You're not going to have to pay the guy.
And then you're going to have some other team. But Mike McDaniel makes a lot of sense if he got along with him well at Miami. Because he's the OC. So. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week with a lot of rumors, a lot of fun, and a lot of stats that you really don't care about. And UFL news that really nobody cares about.
We love that. Everybody needs to watch UFL, please.
No, that is horrible. It's just horrible.
Where do you think a lot of that stuff's coming from that goes into the NFL?
Keep watching basketball and hockey playoffs.
Where do you think these new referee cameras are going to be coming from for the NFL?
XFL came out how long ago? What are we looking? I'm just guessing off the top of my head, 15 years ago? XFL, the original Vince McMahon.
Okay. Let's go
into a lot of those things have not ever transitioned over to the NFL because they really don't want everything published.
Yeah,
no, because then if you don't, then you could make videos and behind the scenes and all this other stuff.
I'm talking about technology.
I'm talking even in-game stuff. They don't have as much because they worry about naughty words.
Where do you think we got the zip line?
It wasn't from the XFL.
Yes, it was.
No.
Yes, it was.
No, that was just technology being better.
That was from the XFL.
But
they bought that from the XFL.
Really? So they invented it.
Vince started that because he wanted that dynamic shot.
I'll have to research that because I didn't think he invented it. But.
No, he wanted that dynamic shot, and the NFL bought that technology from them.
Yeah, but now you still don't get to hear refs talk. You still don't get to hear the
if they do that, it's going to be on delay.
And you still don't get.
You already know it's going to be on delay.
And you still don't get to hear.
I don't want okay, so I
do, and I want the press box when they're reviewing a play. I want to hear them. Talk too.
That I get. Yeah. I don't want to hear the coach.
No, that's.
I don't want to hear the coach.
No, I'm fine with that. That's boring.
I don't want to hear that. Referee shit, I do like hearing.
Yes. That should be public. When they're upstairs in New York City or wherever they're doing this big old
and
secretive
like I said,
deal.
That's one thing. That's one thing that they're doing.
That's 15 years still not transitioned over. And all these other leagues have done that.
Well, they took the kickoff.
That's stupid too. That's dumb. If you think that kickoff rule for the NFL is better for them,
I didn't say it wasn't.
Okay.
I just said that's.
I'm saying to improve it, and it's not. That is the worst rule.
All right, we'll get into this next week.
All right, see y'all. Love y'all. Thanks for joining us. Bye.